Your town, your team, your school. Live from Channel 3. This is Friday Night Football.
From our broadcast house in Rocky Hill, welcome to Friday Night Football. Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Joe Zone.
I'm Mark Robbins. We're going to be joined by Dan Booth in just a couple of moments as we bring you highlights from around the state of Connecticut. And we begin with our game of the week. Northwest, it's a tongue twister. Northwest Catholic traveling to take on Rocky Hill. Look at the logos, and now look at the scene at Rocky Hill. The marching band getting things going. Terriers and Lions, our game of the week. Scoreless until Rocky Hill gets it going. Mason Margiotta bobbles the snap, but then hits Parker Wood in stride. That's a big gain. Terriers in business, and that would lead to this. Margiotta up the middle on the draw. That's a touchdown. The home team is on top. Rocky Hill leads at 7-0. All right, back comes Northwest Catholic. Vincent Burbank from downtown Burbank to Caden Davis. The long Northwest Catholic touchdown. The Lions get back on it. And speaking of big plays, right before the end of the half, it's Burbank with time to the end zone to Davis again. Look at that execution. Great grab. Big play for the Lions, and that was the game winner. Northwest Catholic now 5-0, beating Rocky Hill 14-7.
We felt good coming out at halftime. You know, again, we had those a couple times where we could have got that 2-score lead, and that would have put it away. But, again, credit to Rocky Hill for sticking in there. But I'm proud of my guys. They just kept playing hard. And you know, the offense was all right. The defense was fantastic.
We knew this was about to be a big game, big crowd. We knew they were about to be energized the whole time, talking crazy. You know, we just had to get our minds in the right space and lock in.
8th-ranked Middletown at Bristol Eastern. Scoreless first half. Bristol Eastern puts together a 14-play drive. They're only passing this drive, and it's Trevin Guarama to Jacob Kingsley, 6-0 Bristol Eastern. Middletown answers. The running back, hey, he does not have the ball. He got me. Over here, quarterback Cornelius Moore to Carice Monroe. He does the rest. Touchdown plus the conversion, and that's the game. Middletown wins it 8-6, and they remain undefeated. Lots of teams off this week, but the one big game in our top 10 that we were following, 7th-ranked Maloney, 9th-ranked Fairfield Prep.
And why don't we get over to the man who saw that one, and Dan Booth. Hi, Dan.
Joe and Mark, every week we put together and we reveal our top 10 poll. We hope we have at least one showdown with those teams inside the top 10. And as you guys mentioned, we had one tonight down in Fairfield. Number 9, Fairfield Prep. Welcome. Number 7, Maloney into town. Both teams are off to great starts to the season. Fairfield Prep's only loss was in week 1 to number 3, Greenwich, and Maloney came into this game undefeated. Fairfield's defense showed up early and often, setting the tone. Tavares Newkirk reaches up and makes an awesome one-handed interception. He almost took that all the way back to the house for a pick 6, but they did score on their next play, giving them a 7-0 lead. Prep had the chance to add to that lead later on in the quarter, but this time it's Maloney's defense that made some noise, getting a huge stop on that 4th down, forcing a turnover on downs. But the Spartans just didn't get enough on offense in this game. Fairfield Prep took care of business on their home turf, taking down Maloney 24-6. That big win extends Prep's winning streak to 5 games. Now let's get in the car and let's drive over to Bethel High School, where the Wildcats were hosting New Milford. In the second quarter, Bethel is up by 6, and they were trying to make it a little bit more. This pass gets picked off by Theodore Rudeman. That was a great play right there, taking that back, but sadly, the Green Wave just didn't capitalize on that turnover, not scoring any points after that. And on Bethel's next possession, it felt like it was only a matter of time until they were really going to break one off. And on this play, Mirsad Kekovic ends up taking that one on that long run all the way for the touchdown. Bethel picks up their 2nd win of the season, 34-18. Stick around, because I'll be back in a few minutes to dive into some of Thursday's highlights and discuss a special duo who is more than deserving of being our athletes of the week. Joe and Mark, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Dan. How about top-ranked Killingly hosting Massac? The Trailblazers at home and putting on quite the show. Special teams with a big play. Caden Gerton gets the block. Panthers have that punt blocked, and then Killingly recovers one play later, scoring to make it 7-0. And then the Trailblazers on defense. Hayden Allard with the interception and make it a pick six, and a 14-0 lead for our top-ranked team in the state. Finally, here's Allard on the reverse pass. Yeah. Look at that. The execution. Brilliant as the Trailblazers get another huge win, this one at home, easily over Massing, 42-7. Killingly still going to be number one, Joe.
Our FNF Band of the Week, Newtown. The Nighthawks winners at home, 24-0. Let's go out to Avon. The Falcons looking for their first win of the season, home with Tolland. And it's Tolland receiving the opening kickoff. Braden Connor, a nice gain out of it. And then we take the same drive with Caleb Graham to Mason Peace. That's another big gainer. But the Tolland drive stalls. This is a big defensive game. Avon comes up big on fourth down. Sam Putt among the group of Avon tacklers. Lots of defense in this game. This Avon drive ends when Tolland's Tyler Carmichael picks off a pass and returns it to set up Tolland again. You know what? Avon has not led in any game this season until right here. Late first half, up the middle, Avon touchdown. But wait, the officials reversed it. They say he was down at the 1 foot line. The drive ends on a fourth down at the goal line. A scoreless first half, but Avon huge in the second half. They win 29-12. It's their first win of the season.